Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our program is about to begin. Please welcome to the stage, co-founder of Fluence Labs, Tom Trowbridge.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to DePIN Buenos Aires. Very excited to be here and excited for everyone to participate in DePIN Day and to be here for a very exciting launch, which is going to follow my initial remarks. So first, I want to set, and welcome, by the way, to everybody streaming with Filecoin, streaming with Fluence, and of course, streaming with CoinDesk. So thank you, everyone, who's online watching this right now. So let's start. If we can get the slides. There we go. I first want to let everyone know this is our 12th DePIN Day. And so we host these DePIN Days, and hopefully the slides will come up. We host these DePIN Days as a way for the community to come together and learn what's going on in the DePIN ecosystem. And so we've hosted 12 of them over the past 2 years, and we've had a wide number of partners participate. Over 20 different DePIN projects have helped participate in supporting these DePIN Days. And Filecoin and Protocol Labs have been big supporters of this. It would be great if the slides would be working. Do we have slides? Now we got it. There we go. I think everyone here, raise your hand if you've been to a DePIN Day before. All right, we've got a lot of DePIN experts. That's fantastic. This will be a little bit superfluous, but I want to, for people streaming that are not DePIN Day veterans, slide. Take a look at what DePIN actually means. We have to really understand what that means. Guys, the slides are not moving. Here we go. Let me try this. There we go. So decentralized physical infrastructure networks, what are they? They're crowdsourced physical infrastructure connected in a common network, secured and incented with crypto economics. That's what DePIN means. And there's a wide number of use cases that DePIN encompasses, a growing number. But I think it's important to stick to this definition. And so Masari has divided DePIN broadly into two categories. There's the physical and the digital. And the physical are things you can more easily touch, like mapping and location, usually devices that consumers usually buy. And the digital are cloud, storage, bandwidth, et cetera. And that's where Fluence and Filecoin exist. And so with that, I think it's worth giving a little bit of an introduction to what Fluence is. And so Fluence is a decentralized compute platform, which, let's see, there we go. Little delay here. It's coming, I think. There we go. It's which offers enterprise-grade, low-cost global compute. And so let's dig into each one of those words to understand what it means. So first, what is enterprise grade? Enterprise grade means you're working on top-tier data centers. And this is, I think, an important distinction for what a lot of people think of with regard to DePIN, which is that it is not operating out of home or retail machines, but actually top-tier data centers. It's low cost, which means that it is about 80% cheaper than the listed cloud prices. That price ranges dramatically based on where you are and how long the duration is, and it's global with data centers around the world. And that is, I think we've got data centers that offer Fluence in the US, in Europe, in Asia, and more coming. It's a cloud, there's top-tier hardware, one console for all, and lowest on-demand price you're going to find for compute in the world. That is what cloudless compute offers. And so who are our initial customers? Third-party node providers. 50% of their costs are compute. Fluence is 20 to 75% cheaper, and this is a $1 billion segment, which is fragmented. Right? So if you can save your customer that much money, they're going to be interested in talking to you. That's where we are at Fluence, and that's our first customer base. Our newest customer base are GPUs, and we just launched GPUs recently. This is for AI training, a ton of AI cases. These are high compute costs, right? It really depends on what your business is as to how much you're spending on GPUs, but it's a lot. Fluence is a lot cheaper than anything else you're going to find. Evgeny mentioned quickly before that we have a platform that basically aggregates compute from a variety of different from a variety of GPU services, so you can always be sure you are finding the lowest price of the exact machine you're looking for. And this is a vast sector. It's over 200 billion, and it's growing to over 350 billion. So the market segments that we're targeting are large and are growing quickly. So this is and these are some of the customers we already have today. So you can see these are third-party node providers, and they're some of whom have been on the stage already. And we're excited to have these customers already and a large pipeline of customers which are growing. So that's why we think cloudless is the next generation of the web. We've gone from mainframes to cloud and to cloudless. It took years to get to the cloud. We're now going to move to cloudless, which is what Fluence and several other providers, I think, are offering. It works because you can have, and what the compute providers offer, they contribute CPUs and GPUs, they're paid in tokens, and then as customers come on, they get paid in USDC, and the cycle continues. They add more CPUs and GPUs. But the real point here is it's real customers getting paid in real revenue, the providers getting paid in real revenue. And that is, I think, making it all work. Some of our stats, 3,000 virtual servers deployed to date, about a $10 million pipeline, and we've saved millions of dollars from customers versus what they would have in the cloud so far. So it's been a success for customers, it's been a success for providers, and our pipeline is only growing. So we're excited about that. And what's our goal here? We want to empower the next wave of internet innovation. And I think there's no better kind of encapsulation of that than Tim Berners-Lee, who said that we want to build this not for what we're doing, but for people who come to it later, and they'll be able to create things we ourselves do not know, so and can't imagine. So with that, thank you, and let's go on to the launch that we're all here to see.
and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Juan Bennett, inventor of Filecoin and IPFS.
Hey everyone, great to be here with you. Today is a very special day for a number of reasons. First off, we're seeing this massive outage of infrastructure globally. Cloudflare, one of the best technology companies in the world, is a massive single point of failure, unfortunately, and is taking down a huge fraction of the internet. And they're a great company, super great supporters of all kinds of great technology, amazing people. But yet, this failure shows what happens when we, as a society, depend on a single point of failure. We just can't do that. We need to have dependable, decentralized, robust foundations for our digital information, and we need systems that enable us to have a much better, much more dependable and trustable cloud system. So a bunch of us have been working towards this for many, many, many years. The other reason today is really special is that today marks the moment where a bunch of projects that a number of us have been working on for over 10 years are finally snapping together into place to enable a range of capabilities that should make these kinds of decentralized networks actually be able to take on the centralized cloud giants. So a lot of this story started with IPFS. Being able to have a verifiable, decentralized way of sharing information in a distributed peer-to-peer environment, being able to move the web from a hyper-centralized system into something that can be shared peer-to-peer in a distributed environment. A lot of that led to the creation of projects like libp2p, which give you this kind of peer-to-peer networking semantics that now power most of the blockchain infrastructure, and projects like IPLD that give us a way of building decentralized data structures to represent large-scale data, databases, and all kinds of things. Filecoin is a way of bringing together the storage resources of the planet to build the world's largest decentralized storage network, and a storage network that is programmable with markets and a lot of systems built in that enable you to build the kind of a suite of services, like the type of services that centralized cloud providers give you, but in a decentralized, robust way. The FVM, which shipped a few years ago, was the first major step in that direction to bring that kind of programmability into this layer. And today, the Filecoin community has been working on a range of components on top of FVM that enable this class of services to be built. And the timing is perfect, because now with the rise of AI systems that are now both consuming and generating gigantic amounts of data, and the rise of robotic systems that are coming in the next 3, 5, 10, 15 years that are going to add a truly gigantic and enormous amount of sensor data and kind of navigation path planning data. We want all of that kind of information to be stored and computed on in a decentralized, robust way, and not in hyper-centralized, very controlled single points of failure. So to talk more about the major suite of services that we're building, the Filecoin Onchain Cloud, I want to introduce Molly McKinley, who has been leading the Filecoin Onchain Cloud project.
Hello, everyone. Super excited to chat with you today. And thank you so much to Armida for joining me to chat. Armida, before we get started, would you join me in taking a selfie with this amazing cohort of people here so we can bring it all on Filecoin and commemorate this moment?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. Someone hand that off for me, and let's get started.
Awesome. Yeah, so excited to be here. My name is Armida. I'm a protocol research manager at Mazari. And just to give a little bit of background about what we are going to be doing. So I remember like FDS4 was the first one that the Filecoin Onchain Cloud was introduced. And interestingly, I remember that you guys were having a summit in Toronto, which is the city that I'm from, and you were really shaping up the strategy and direction, and also choosing where to go. And here we are in Argentina, Buenos Aires, and yeah, very excited. So Molly, you've led the vision and the strategy for FOC. So tell us a little bit about what this is.
Well, I could tell you, but I'd much rather show you what the Filecoin Onchain Cloud is doing. So if we could get our video up. A video is worth 1,000 words, right? So with Filecoin Onchain Cloud, you can go and upload any data to Filecoin. This is Filecoin PIN, a website we've built that helps you select storage providers and transfer data to them on a global network. This is all using IPFS under the hood as well. We have a global network of storage providers that are participating in the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. You would be able to see this if it wasn't so whited out. But there's a whole list of storage providers around the world operating in different locations, Europe, Asia, US, that are all running infrastructure. You can verify all of their proofs on-chain so that you can audit and have these real-time records of how your data is being stored. And you can also have visibility into the real-time payments that are flowing to those storage providers based on the quality of service that they are demonstrating on-chain for you. And then you can go back to the Filecoin network and fetch your data either from the storage provider or from any IPFS gateway or IPFS node in real time within seconds. So that's what we've built, and the building blocks underneath that with the Filecoin Onchain Cloud enable many others to remix, build on top of, and augment those components the same way you would with DeFi smart contracts, all on an on-chain infra cloud.
That's very exciting. So just wanted to know, all of this and what kind of problems you're trying to solve, and what are the current pain points, and who are experiencing these pains?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all experiencing these pains, as we saw by the Cloudflare outage this morning, or a month ago with the AWS outage that took down groups from Signal to Coinbase. We can't depend upon these central points of failure. It just doesn't scale to the requirements that we have both today with how much dependence we have on our cloud systems, but especially into the future as massive amounts of data, even more compute, and even more critical parts of our lives are going on chain. I think it's 62% of cloud infrastructure right now is running on top of just 3 companies behind closed doors that are controlling all of our dependence on this cloud infrastructure. We can already see that those are brittle points of failure, and we need to upgrade to a system that's resilient, robust, decentralized, and on-chain.
Yeah, 100%. And piggybacking on what you mentioned about AWS, we can see that it's not even on the Web 2 protocols, and also in Web 3, we had MetaMask showing 0 at some point, and you see that even in the centralized protocols, we still are very much tied into centralized entities.
Speaking of ENS, we literally this morning, it's the blessing of outages was wait, we have all of these decentralized primitives. Within 5 minutes, we had all of the Filecoin Onchain Cloud websites, Filecoin PIN, all up on ENS, all loading without any dependence on Cloudflare outages. So it's amazing that we are now at the point that we have all of the building blocks we need, from IPFS to ENS to now Filecoin Onchain Cloud storage, that enable us to route around these central points of failure and have a truly robust internet.
Yeah, so what changes for the builders? What are the other things that they could do now that they have FOC and they couldn't be able to do it when there was on-chain?
I mean, this is a huge upgrade for Filecoin. I'm still coming to terms with how much we've unlocked with this new foundation. A core component of this, we're building this all on the Filecoin virtual machine, and that's really where the first ideas for the Filecoin Onchain Cloud came, making storage programmable, unlocking data economies, and then building on top of that, we realized that pulling markets into a real-time component that was verifying on-chain proofs was this transformation for Filecoin. Instead of having more archival or cold storage use cases, we could have a hot storage paid in real time in stable coins that any developer could use to power a website or run their data pipelines without kind of having to wait for slower sealing pipelines when interfacing with Filecoin's historical proofs of replication. And so that shift has both enabled us to really meet Web3 developers where they are. Really huge thank you to the people who participated in the PL Genesis hackathon, because they, within a week of building our first SDK layer, were jumping in and starting to program against it, and really made it tons better. It is way, way better than where it was in June earlier this year. But that was the first lines of code into what's now a new developer interface that you can use in TypeScript to do real-time uploads and retrievals from Filecoin. And those building blocks are all running in on-chain smart contracts. So there isn't some centralized server somewhere that you're hitting. You are operating directly on the Filecoin Onchain Cloud, and you can go and remix those protocols as well. We actually have a team that has done literally that. They forked our first contract and have adapted it to have different payment requirements, make a different number of copies. And so this is all remixable for builders as well, so you're not locked into someone else's billing cycle or hidden APIs and infrastructure. And this is all also running on-chain payment rails. So we're using smart contracts, stable coins to pay out in real time. So you don't have to lock up 5 years of storage deals up front. You update, you put your first 30 days of storage, you add more storage as you go, and it pays out based on those on-chain proofs and the on-chain quality of service observed with storage providers, meaning that you can actually audit and build trust that these providers are doing what you need them to do in a decentralized network.
Great. That just leads me to the next question that I had. Zooming out a little bit, so you touched upon some of those, but what are the markets that is going to be impacted the most? And are we going to see more applications coming or some deprecated?
Yeah, we have a huge community of people to thank for already starting to build with the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. We had 100 builders that got onboarded and started building things. You're going to hear from a number of them today. ENS is a great use case, both when it relates to outages like the one this morning, but also when it comes to decentralized DeFi front ends. Super critical that you have safe chains of kind of custody and auditing as you're updating decentralized website infrastructure, especially if it controls major financial rails. So we've worked with the ENS team and Safe so that you can use a Safe wallet to update your ENS domains totally based on Filecoin on-chain smart contracts. So you're storing it in decentralized storage, but also upgrading it with kind of the robustness and security that you need to avoid some of the issues that were highlighted earlier this quarter. We've been working with the AI agents community. So Marco De Rossi and the ERC 8004 building on-chain trustless agents. That's been a really exciting area. Trustless agents are going to need trustless data and data storage so that you can verify that the inputs and outputs match. And so we have folks who are building MCP servers and running fully on-chain autonomous agents that control their own data based on their own wallets and smart contracts fully on-chain. We've also been working with the Kive team, who's been jumping in to onboard large-scale chain data onto a large-scale decentralized storage network. And so Celestia Story Protocol, their chain data is now stored on Filecoin, accessible in real time for anyone that wants to run a full validator node without having to personally store all of the archival data. You can offload that to Filecoin. You can validate that it exists and that you can run your services that way. So just a few of the examples, but I'm really excited about what this means for Web3 builders. That's really who we've been focused on with this launch, making it accessible, making it easy to use, offering the primitives that you need to build, but also beyond that, enabling folks to embed this into their applications, like the new Geo Podcasts application, so that you can meet your end users with robust infrastructure under the hood that allows you to avoid some of the issues with the centralized cloud today.
Great. And for people who don't know, it's been, so a month ago, it was Filecoin's anniversary on October 15th, a month ago, plus or minus 2 days. It's been 5 years. Why now?
It's just so exciting. Like the primitives that we have today, like didn't exist before on Filecoin. We needed all of the robust primitives from IPFS, IPLD, libp2p. We needed to add programmability on top with the Filecoin virtual machine, and that kind of unlocked this opportunity to build within the smart contract layer of Filecoin, make these storage services extensible, and that's what we've been, as you mentioned, since FDS4, which was in Brussels last summer. For the last year and a half, we've been designing, coding, hardening, and shipping this layer so that all Web3 builders can build on top of it. And it wouldn't have been possible if we didn't have that core framework. And it unlocks so much more as well for Filecoin. Now that we have this, we can upgrade even more important systems of Filecoin, and we can also unlock many folks here in the DePIN community to interface and program with decentralized storage. You can add compute nodes and compute services on top. We have our first business built on the Filecoin Onchain Cloud, having egress, paid egress and retrieval on Filecoin. And so this is unlocking a whole new suite of DePIN networks that can orchestrate and compose with decentralized storage as well.
Great. It's been 5 years now, so looking forward to the next 5 years. What do you think is going to be the success for Filecoin Onchain Cloud?
I mean, this is just the beginning. There's big things coming from here. We're on testnet now. We're going to mainnet in early January 2026. We're so excited to work with the Web3 builder community to extend, scale, and fork all of the work that we're doing as well, so that we can have kind of the amazing composable set of contracts that people can use for their specific needs. And we're also going to be using this even more to upgrade Filecoin itself to be an even better decentralized storage and now broader services network that can be a great foundation for AI, be a great foundation for the large-scale DePIN data that's being collected by networks like BitRobot and beyond. And this is just the beginning. We're so excited to build with you and make this even better and stronger.
Yeah, exactly. Very excited to see what Filecoin is going to bring for us for the next 5 years and change the world. Yeah, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Oh, amazing. And now here we go. There's our selfie. You can fetch it on any IPFS node. And here you can see it stored on Filecoin PIN. So, et voila, even on bad Wi-Fi, we got it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Marley and Armida. That selfie demo was epic. Up next, let's hear from Jennifer Wang, Filecoin Onchain Cloud lead, and the FOC team as they unveil the stack.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Wang, lead of the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. I'm super excited to be here today to walk you through the Filecoin Onchain Cloud stack together with my team. So like Juan mentioned, over the past decade, our community has been dedicated ourselves to building very robust distributed systems like IPFS. And to help move the decentralized web, moving away from like very fragile location-based URL to verifiable content identifiers. However, with our protocol level incentives, data on IPFS is only persisted if someone is like willing to host your data, which is really leading reliance like on the centralized pinning services and introducing like a single point of failure. That's what a Filecoin is designed to solve the gap for, a crypto-backed decentralized storage network secured by verifiable proof. Since its launch in 2020, the network has rapidly scaled a global network of storage providers. We have over 1,000 nodes worldwide operating under rigorous like proof of replication and proof of space-time protocols that to deliver trustworthy storage solutions worldwide as well. And as the capacity has expanded, we introduced FVM in 2023, which brings programmability to the network. This major upgrade really enabled a new wave of decentralized applications and unleash the full potential of an open data economy. And since then, we didn't stop, and we really continue to invest, to innovate, and build new primitives on top of VM to evolve the Filecoin to the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. And I'd love to welcome our engineering lead, Rod, to give you an overview of the Filecoin Onchain Cloud stack and how the builders can plug in.
Thanks, Jenny. Let's see if we can get into this quickly. I'm going to give you a technical overview. As has already been said, we're building on a great technical wealth of riches here in Filecoin that's been 10 years in the making. And we're going forward by, oops, wrong way. Green button, yep. And we're going forward. So I'm going to outline the stack to you as it exists today, give you a bit of a mental model, and so you can start building. First of all, we have our on-chain services here. There, okay. We have our on-chain services built on EVM-compatible layer here, so smart contracts. You can use EVM-compatible tools to build this. It's built on a foundation of a payment service that is designed for funds transfers based on verifiable services. Warm storage is a service in the middle that mediates the relationship between clients and providers, and proofs for storage and other services are stored on-chain in this layer. On top of this, we have a developer toolkit. This is a simple object storage layer for developers. It abstracts the chain and service provider interactions, and it's designed to be simple. As you can see here, our design philosophy is keep it simple, don't make me think. We know that storage is only a tiny part of people's applications, and so we don't want to get in the way. So that's our design philosophy around Synapse. Now, the SDK enables an ecosystem of cloud tooling. We're going to hear a bit more about some of these a little bit later, but I want to dive into the one that's already been talked about, which is Filecoin PIN, which is one of the services that we've developed on top of this stack. So Filecoin PIN is it's a tool we developed. It's built on IPFS. I'm actually going to go back. I think I can do that there. IPFS is at the bottom of the stack here because Filecoin is built on IPFS technologies. You can see them down there. And Filecoin PIN brings it to the top of the stack as well. So we're actually now end-to-end IPFS. It's very exciting for those of us that have been around for a little while. As Juan was saying, been around for much longer than I have. It's extremely exciting. So we're finally bringing it to builders on top of the Filecoin stack. So Filecoin PIN brings verifiable persistence to IPFS. This is something that has not been possible till now. You can do persistence, you can pay for services, but now it's verifiable through the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. Filecoin PIN is a CLI, it's a library you can use in your own applications. It's also a GitHub action that you can use for your pipelines. And there's a demo app which you can use today. So scan that, go to that ETH limo URL. This is serverless. If you use it on your phone, you can talk to the guys out there on the table and have a go yourself. You can use this pin content to Filecoin, retrieve it via IPFS today. Give it a go, and I'm going to hand back to Jenny.
Thank you, Laura. I personally am super excited to say that now our Filecoin storage providers are the decentralized, distributed IPFS pinning service providers as well, which reduce the centralized single point of failure for the IPFS users. Just like Rod mentioned, Filecoin Onchain Cloud is a platform that connects clients seeking for alternatives to the centralized hyperscaler cloud with a global network of service providers dedicated to be helping you to take greater ownership of your services. Now I'm super excited to welcome James, one of the OGs from our SP community, to talk to you about what they have to offer.
Thank you very much, Jenny. Hey everyone, it's great to be here in beautiful Buenos Aires on this huge day for Filecoin. As a storage provider and service provider, I am super pumped about FSC, sorry. I've been a proud Filecoin storage and service provider for over 5 years. But why was Filecoin the clear choice for me back in 2020? And why is it still the clear choice for me? In fact, even more so today. It comes down to one thing. Filecoin gives me guarantees that Web 2 cloud services simply can't. Let's dig into some details as to why. So unlike Web 2's just trust us, or as we saw this morning, just trust us to fail, Filecoin uses cryptographic proofs to guarantee my data is actually stored. No blind trust, no assumptions, provable, verifiable integrity. Web 2 storage is opaque and locked in. Filecoin is CID based, meaning no duplication, no ambiguity, and absolutely no vendor lock-in. The data I store on behalf of my clients is portable and provable by default. On Filecoin, deal success, latency, and uptime are all publicly measurable. In Web 2, performance is hidden behind proprietary KPIs that you're not allowed to audit. And finally, Filecoin is the largest decentralized storage network in the world and runs across multiple independent providers, delivering genuine resilience and geographic redundancy. Web 2 is centralized and region-bound, single points of failure wherever you look. So for me, the choice was really simple. Filecoin gives me verifiability, transparency, and global resilience. Everything Web 2 cloud services struggle to offer. So, what does this mean for builders, and why should you choose Filecoin service providers? First off, Filecoin SPs combine POREP, archival permanence, with PDP warm retrieval speed, giving builders both cold reliability and hot performance in one ecosystem. We run on a robust, purpose-built hardware stack that we're fiercely proud of, designed for 24/7 operation, delivering the stability, redundancy, and performance expected from enterprise-level infrastructure. And because Filecoin is on-chain, builders get true programmable storage, APIs, rich metadata, automated lifecycle management, things Web 2 only offers through proprietary abstractions. And importantly, Filecoin delivers an open economic model where pricing stays competitive and performance is truly transparent. And entirely new markets, from the amazing new Curio Snark markets to retrieval and pinning providers, are already emerging on top of this foundation. So, in short, builders get a verifiable, global, future-proof storage layer. Investors get real, measurable infrastructure with expanding revenue opportunities. So that's why Filecoin was the clear choice for me, and why it's becoming the clear choice for the next generation of builders. Jen, back to you.
Oh, thank you, James. I always think our SP community is Filecoin's biggest assets. And thank you so much to bring your service to the Filecoin Onchain Cloud to help builders to avoid single point of failure. Now, we are very excited to highlight one of the first business adding a new on-chain service to the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. Please welcome Miro, the CTO of the Filecoin Beam team.
Thank you, Jenny. Filecoin Onchain Cloud makes it easy to build new services centered around data. And we believe that the real magic happens when this data comes alive, globally available, instantly accessible, and economically sustainable to retrieve. Today, we are launching Filecoin. Oh, no, that was too early. Okay, today we are launching Filecoin Beam, the data delivery layer for the decentralized web with per byte pricing and on-chain auditability. Beam makes data stored on Filecoin Onchain Cloud instantly retrievable from anywhere in the world with Web 2 grade performance and reliability. For storage consumers paying for the storage, Filecoin Beam gives on-chain auditable payments and insights into the retrieval performance of individual service providers so that you can better choose who you store with. And for the first time on Filecoin, Beam is paying service providers for serving retrievals, changing data access from a cost sink into a sustainable business. And that's just the beginning. Looking ahead, we are implementing support for X402 protocol to enable clients and AI agents to pay instantly with no subscriptions and no intermediaries. It also allows creators to monetize access to their content. Filecoin Beam is live on the testnet. We are coming to the mainnet early next year, and we charge less than 2 cents per gigabyte of egress. And you can learn more at filebeam.com. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Meryl. If we can click into the next slide, that would be amazing. But that is our new ownable, verifiable, programmable Filecoin Onchain Cloud Stack. Filecoin Onchain Cloud Stack is live on testnet, so you can start building now. A lot of builders has been building already. You will be hearing from them very soon. And building now, and you can take our advantage of our limited time offer for only $2.50 per terabyte per month of storage when we launch on mainnet in early 2026. And that's it. That's our Filecoin Onchain Cloud Stack. And let's open the cloud together. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Please welcome to the stage Simon Schmid from ENS Labs.
Hello, everybody. Let's see if my notes are here. Ooh, yes, they are. Yes, hey, my name is Simon, and I think, did somebody talk about the Cloudflare outage this morning already? Yeah, I think so. But it was actually interesting because I came here and then we talked a little bit about, okay, what's going on, and then, oh shit, the doc sites are down. What can we do? I'm like, yeah, it's easy. You go on app ens.eve.limo, register your ENS name, and then put the content hash, and boom, everything was up again. So cool. I think, yeah, so I think Molly talked about this also a little bit. Can I go to the next slide? Oh, the green button. Huh. Yeah. So what I'm talking here is like a lot of text, but in the end what's going on is like in 2018 on ENS IP7, it was already specified we want to have a content hash. So everybody knows ENS as that thing that puts a name to an Ethereum address, but actually already then it was envisioned that we need to be able to address content on these decentralized networks like IPFS and Filecoin with ENS, and that was possible with the NZIP7. So now, like a couple of years later, everything falls now together. Back then, like files on IPFS disappeared. It was cumbersome to update these content hashes, and so on and so forth. The QM hashes are not easy, but now things coming together. So now we can use ENS, as I said, to address these contents, but also in order to update then the content hash. That's actually an interesting problem, because if you want to have a very high quality and volume DeFi app, you want to have security over when your app actually changes. And that's very, very interesting. So with OmniPin and Eve.limo and Safe, you have now a system in place that when on GitHub you create a commit, it will build automatically a pull request, upload to Filecoin Cloud, and then like in Safe there is a new transaction suggested, and the Safe owners can accept that transaction, and then only leverage everything of the security for Safe, and then put that on chain, and then it's updated. It's the most secure and unstoppable way to run actually a website and the dApp, and I think every dApp developer should do this. Tim and me will be around tomorrow also and go to all these DeFi apps and say like, hey, this is now the way of hosting your dApp. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Simon. Please welcome to the stage Tim Fong from Philoz.
Can you hear me? All right, thanks, Simon. That was great. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through a couple of emerging use cases And these aren't speculative. These are things that people are already building today. So the first one we talked a little about this morning, which was data sovereignty. And so what are the factors that are contributing to that? We talked a little bit about the US overreach through the Cloud Act. But there are also a lot of countries and regions which are repatriating their infrastructure into their own region. They want to own the infrastructure and the data because of AI. So regardless, this desire for data sovereignty is really, really growing. And Filecoin allows that. Now, it's not just companies or countries, but it's also individuals. And so many of them want to own their own data, and they don't want to have intervention by a hyperscaler that's controlled or a government. We saw earlier this morning a conversation and presentation around DePIN networks, and they really are reconfiguring the way infrastructure is deployed. And many of these are collecting, they're storing, monetizing, and making available all of this valuable data. And it's increasingly seeing that it's for AI training. But what do you do with that? How do you trust it? How do you know that it's reliable and accessible in a reliable way that can't get blocked or tampered with? And so Filecoin Onchain Cloud allows that. It's a global storage network without the vendor lock-in, and it allows provenance through immutability and on-chain audit trails. Okay. So Simon just made a shout out to the Web3 builders, and in the past, maybe the unstoppable web dApp was a meme, but it's real now. And so if you're a dApp developer, why would you want to store your data on AWS? So Filecoin Onchain Cloud provides that alternative. So we've heard that it's a decentralized global network, but a lot of the things that they need that are native for dApp developers. So it's EVM compatibility, crypto rails, and now with Filecoin Onchain Cloud and the SDK, you can get started in less than 5 minutes. And the last trend that I want to highlight is the AI agentic economy is inevitable. And what does that mean? We're going to imagine a world where agents are taking on labor that we normally expect humans to do. But the challenge is, how do users trust that these AI agents are actually doing what they say? They are whom they say they are. They perform the way they do. So imagine you hire an AI agent to manage your finances and do investments. How do you figure all that out? Well, the Filecoin Onchain Cloud enables this class of usage by having a place that you can have transparency into the identity, into the performance, into all of those aspects around an agent to take in data, but have clarity around how that data is being used and by whom. So these trends, I believe, are here now, but they're going to continue to grow. We've already had hundreds of builders tap into these opportunities and begin building. And so if you want to see what these builders have done, stay tuned, and on to the next conversation. All right, thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you, Tim. Please welcome to the stage MetaMask's head of AI, Marco De Rossi.
Test. I want to convince today on why we need open networks to make AI smarter. And of course, how ERC 8004 and Filecoin Onchain Cloud fits in all this. So where we are right now, I think we're like super early with agents. We are probably in this phase of the curve. So everything still to be, we have like a bunch of innovators trying to creating agents that are not really used. The main use cases are probably in trading and gaming and coding. And so asking today what are agents at scale is like asking in 1994, where is TikTok? And also in the spaces where agents work well, we are really still at the beginning. And also, they are not secure. They are very easy to be exploited. And how can you have an economy if like the participants can be exploited? Third, not less important, because if we want to improve agents, you need some kind of benchmark to use it. In general, as you know, benchmarks are overfitted and saturated. And frankly, we are trying to test agents and AI as they were like our children, 19 years old, going at school, how are they doing math? But they're just different. Maybe there are like different ways to benchmark them and different ways to measure how they interact with other AIs. And I'm super excited about what's happening this year. There are so many papers about new gaming-driven benchmarks where AI is playing against each other to improve themselves, and based on which games are more generalizable, you can understand what intelligent mean. So winning which game I can become better. And this is really the beginning of game theory being more and more used for increasing intelligence in agentic economy. So these are the problems that we were saying. What's the solution? Guys, models just need data to learn. That's how they learn, right? And the problem is that up to now, we don't have enough good coordination data set. We need interoperable, neutral infra to enable agents to talk to each other. And the data set that they will create, also from games, but also just for any kind of interaction, could be used to train the models themselves. I'm talking about SFT, RL, there are like many different ways to do that. So AI will never become smart at coordinating while remaining in silos. That's why we need open networks and open economies. And I'm pretty excited to see game theory becoming like one of the next things in AI. And this means that the Web3 community should like try to be part of a wider AI discussion instead of like being a niche in the AI game, which is just a small sub-industry. We need to prove how what we are doing can make models more intelligent in general. If we succeed, all this will become invisible infra. Human will not know which chain is under the hood, which agents we are using, and what's the blockchain that is used to provide AI discovery, trust, and payment. So that's why we created, to solve the discovery and trust missing piece, ERC 8004. ERC 8004 has just been launched 3 months ago, but there is like a pretty strong community that is growing and is very excited around this. And we do permissionless discovery. We enable agents to reach out to other agents without any intermediary. It's like a catalog of agents with commitments on chain, and then of course extended information off chain, where on distributed infrastructure like Filecoin Onchain Cloud, that is like resilient and reachable by any other agent. And then we provide trust models for deciding which specific agent you could trust. For low stakes services like creator agents, gaming, you could use reputation. So my bet is that distributed reputation will be triggered by AI. Models are very good in like aggregating data. We humans are not. Stake security inference and trusted execution enclave. And why doing all this? I want a world where we have that happy path, a web of agents, and not redo the mistakes that we did with apps where we have like the agent app store, and that's not crazy. We have already seen around like GPT stores where you have a centralized player that can decide which agent you will use and maybe take a 30% cut. Join the community, and what we are announcing today and has been shared in a preview to our community is that Filecoin Onchain Cloud is giving for free to all the 8004 community that is testing and building agents. Of course, free services to enable agents to put on-chain reputation signals pointing to IPFS resources, and validation, and of course, the agent cards that provide skills. Thank you all, and looking forward to see you joining the community. Have a good one.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Marco. Today, we're sharing Filecoin Onchain Cloud with the world. But these select builders have had access for months. Let's see what they've created. Please welcome to the stage Sarah Time from Phil B and the Alpha Builders.
Thanks so much. Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and I'm the lead for Philby, which champions the Phil Builders community. We've been working with so many builders for the past 6 months and it's been super exciting. We've got a ton of feedback on the FOC and there are 3 things that builders are so excited about. The first being that FOC can allow builders to use IPFS, which they love, and secure it with Filecoin. The second is that they can now do full cross-chain interoperability. With a smart contract layer on FOC, you can call to Filecoin storage from any chain that you love and have your native dApp deployed there. And the last, of course, is fast retrieval of your data, with a CDN with Philbeam that has made it super easy for developers to use Filecoin and have UX native speeds that they need on their dApps. So we've been working with a ton of builders for the past 6 months. We've been on platforms like ETH Global, Akindo, as well as the PL Genesis Hackathon. And to date, we've reached about 8,000 builders that have been watching our workshops. And to date, we have about 120 project submissions building on Filecoin Onchain Cloud. So really exciting momentum, and I would love to introduce you to the builders that we have been working with for the past few months that have actually taken their project to the next level. We have 4 builders here with us who have participated in the Aleph startup competition at DevConnect and have made it to the quarterfinals, and some to the semifinals, which is awesome. So let's hear from these founders and what their projects are about.
Hey everyone, my name is Karthik, and I've been building Filecoin. Traditional e-signature platforms like DocuSign work, but they're built on trust, right? It's their servers, their storage, and they hold the keys, right? When you're signing on their platforms, you yourself are not signing, they're signing on your behalf. It's their storage, they're storing your data, they're analyzing your data, and they're signing on your behalf. So you don't have anything. You are paying their subscription, but you don't get anything. With Filecoin, we are trying to do things differently so that you have full control over your agreements and your signatures, right? Your documents are encrypted on the client side before they ever leave your device, and they are stored in a decentralized manner on the Filecoin Onchain Cloud for efficient retrieval from anywhere in the world. And your signature, you just sign it with your wallet, right? Just as you would sign any other transaction. So it's as intuitive as it sounds, and your signatures live permanently on the blockchain. No company in the middle, you don't need them. You don't need us. It's just you, your signatures, and the proof that lasts forever. That's Filecoin, the trustless standard for permanent agreements.
Cool. Thank you so much, Karthik. And next up, we will have Gil from Cha-Ching.
Hey guys, so I'm Gil from Cha-Ching and X Labs, and I've been thinking about it, and isn't it very ironic that most governance decisions in Web3, they happen in GitHub repos, and also like in forums like Discord. So all the centralized protocols that we are used to, they rely on centralized infrastructure, partially. And in this centralized infrastructure is editable, deletable, and one Git push force away from disappearing. So and that's exactly why we built Cha-Ching. We turned governance repos like Filecoin improvement proposals, FIPS, EAPs, and BIPs into permanent verifiable records on decentralized storage. So while archiving all this repo activity, we also track participation to reward contributors with points. So our first pilot is with the Filecoin Foundation and the preserving FIPS in core dev meeting outcomes immutably and transparently. So Cha-Ching mission is to incentivize the contributors and preserves humanity's most important information like Filecoin, but we are starting with governance decisions. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Gil. Next up, we have Shubham from Groundline.
Hi, Shubham here. So I would like to start with a question. Have you guys used LLMs before? I think most of you have. And the problem with LLMs is you have to paste a wall of text to get like an improved answer. So what if there was a memory layer which you could just click and connect with your LLM and instantly get, say, 120% improved outputs? So that's what Groundline is. Groundline is like your second brain, which connects to all your apps and constructs a knowledge graph out of it. This knowledge graph can then be used by any of the LLM clients to give you up to 40 to 120% improved answers compared to vector databases. So why did we choose Filecoin Onchain Cloud for this? Very simple reasons, because they have provided very novel primitives like programmable billing, which enable us to implement retention policies, storage primitives, Filebeam, etc. in a very programmable way. So that's why we decided to build it on top of FOC. If you want to try it out, create your Groundline today at groundline.osl.app. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shubham. And last up, we have Shashank from eStore.
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Shashank from eStore. So eStore is a decentralized drive that gives you private encrypted storage that you truly own. As we saw with recent cloud outages, you can be logged out of your files with no records. eStore tries to solve this. You get decentralized storage on top of Filecoin Onchain Cloud, which gives you cryptographic guarantees for your storage. You also like directly store and retrieve from the end storage provider, which you can choose. And if storage provider fail to store your data, they can be penalized here, which is not in the case of traditional cloud storage. We also try to solve typical Web3 UX problems with intuitive drive type UX. And the most important, like blockchains are public. We provide on-chain privacy with client-side encryption, like your actual file never leaves your device. And it protects you from data breaches, which you see every day in traditional cloud storage. Yeah, so it's finally storage that you completely, truly own. Yeah, and you can try it out at eStore.xyz. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. So that's hearing from all our builders, and we have many, many more to come. If you're excited to join a cohort or you want to start building, you can head over to docs.filecoin.cloud. Cool. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah, and the amazing Alpha builders. The Filecoin Onchain Cloud isn't just powering apps. It's powering an entirely new class of data storage services. To dive into that, please join me in welcoming Stefan Vervat, CEO of Akave.
Hello, hello, Buenos Aires. Welcome. My name is Stefan. I'm CEO of Akave. Let me see, where is it? There we go. Oops, it's a little bit delayed. Akave Cloud is a S3 compatible, verifiable cloud. We are a hot storage layer, and we go specifically after enterprise SMB, any workloads that need to store large-scale data sets and require an S3 compatible interface, because most of the users, even in DePIN, are still using AWS, and they're so addicted to this very easy object-style interface. With Akave Cloud, we can reduce the cost up to 80%. We provide enterprise-grade capabilities, support sovereign clouds, and we help customers to transition their datasets from S3, which they know, to content identifiers, as we all talk about here today. So we make that transition very easy. Plus, we store everything on chain, so we extend the verifiability and composability of all those datasets that are being stored through this S3 compatible interface. Today, we are storing a wide variety of datasets, going from DePIN datasets to machine learning and analytics, but also video, images, you name it. And we're trusted by key players in the industry. Today, we're very excited because we are announcing our Filecoin Onchain integration, so our Filecoin Onchain Cloud integration, because this opens up a whole new world. As we are focused on hot storage, we are also getting a lot of demand for long-term storage, specifically for backup, which requires warm storage, and most importantly, in locations where customers are collecting, assessing, or using the data. GDPR is a very common requirement, actually almost the first requirement in a lot of projects. Why? Because today, when you start a crypto project or any data-related project, you are typically global from day one. And that means that you have to serve customers that not are only storing data in Buenos Aires, but have facilities in other regions or customers in other regions. So today, we're very excited to announce our integration, which opens up a new tier for us that is now active on testnet. And we're bringing that tier through a cost model of $599, which allows users to easily store at a lower cost. This is all distributed across multiple PDP providers in the Filecoin ecosystem with erasure coding, and allows for 11 nines of durability and GDPR compliance. If you want to build with us, if you want to start today, try Akave for free, contact us, or build with the team today. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Stefan. Please join me in welcoming Alexander Sly from Storacha.
Hello, everyone. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hope you can hear me. All right, just check the notes. Perfect. So I'm Alex from Storacha, head of ecosystem, hence the chickens. And today we're going to be talking about something we all deal with, which is storage costs, but more importantly, how we can help you reduce these costs. So Storacha is a next-generation storage network that allows you to store data without middlemen for the first time. Use your own programmable and portable object storage at scale for both large and small data sets. Today, Storacha is adding another product to our existing popular hot storage. And after 6 months, of incredibly hard work from the team, we are very excited to have a big launch. So please help me in welcoming Storacha Forge. Woo! Thank you. Our enterprise-grade low-cost storage solution is only a few days out from going live, allowing simple data uploads with enterprise-level access control and privacy using our unique ownership protocol UCANs for long-term access of infrequently accessed data. Built on Filecoin Onchain Cloud, Storacha Forge is built using Filecoin Pay and a new custom on-chain cloud service contract to replicate data across global Filecoin service providers. It ensures data redundancy, accessibility, and security, and long-term durability, even if Storacha is offline. So, current storage options don't reflect actual use cases. So to this point, data that's recent has a higher value that declines over time. So Storacha has brought out a new tier for infrequently accessed data to help reduce your bill. And this also includes intelligent lifecycle management built in. Now, the missing middle tier. Storage that balances both cost and accessibility has remained frustratingly out of reach until now. And the numbers don't lie. Similar to a Aave, $5.99 a terabyte per month. So, sign up to the smart middle tier today and stop overpaying for storage. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alexander. All right, please welcome to the stage Paul Bramas from Kive.
Hello everyone, hello Buenos Aires. Here we go. For those that are not familiar with Kive, we are one of, we are around for like 5 years right now. We are one of the biggest uploader on Arweave of historical blockchain data. But with the launch of Filecoin Cloud, we are exploring new opportunities and new scalability for the future. So what is Kive basically, and why Kive? You could just upload the data directly on Filecoin Cloud and just say, okay, the data is correct. But that's not the case. And Kive basically validate and archive the data in a decentralized manner. And we deliver verified and verifiable data for builders, data scientists, AI, etc. Why Filecoin Cloud? Like the SDK, the Synapse SDK is very performant, very usable for developers. And we also think that the scalability of Filecoin Cloud will reach another level for data access. The collaboration, what it will deliver in the future, it will be access to scalable decentralized storage for Kive dataset, lower long-term archival cost. Also with EIP 4444 and EIP 4844, we'll see a lot of demand on that. Faster deployment for the Kive pool for all the integration, so we can integrate like Celestia data, Bearer chain data, story data, and so on. Higher data integrity for developers and protocol, and accelerate the decentralization of Web3 data infrastructure. The next step for us are adapting our tooling to access the data, because Kive is not only about storing data, but also about retrieving data. For that, we have a trustless API, a data pipeline, already connect to GCP, for example, and also a tool called casing that allow you to sync your node to any height at any point in time, which is not possible before. The next step is also bringing all our data set to Filecoin Cloud, so all the chains that we have already archived, including GYDX, Celestia data, we have still some data to integrate, and probably some major chains since such Ethereum mainnet. Thank you for Filecoin Cloud team for everything and all the support, and thanks for having me today.
Thank you so much, Paul. Please welcome Eunice Giarda, co-founder and GM of the Monad Foundation.
Sorry, I got too impatient to wait for the music to finish. Hi, everyone. I'm Eunice Giarda, co-founder and GM of Monad Foundation. Excited to be here to celebrate what's a really impactful milestone for Filecoin Onchain Cloud. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Monad Foundation and Monad, sorry, I don't have slides. Is this correct? Oh, okay, whatever. I'll keep going. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Monad, Monad is a new layer 1 blockchain. We are focused on performance and focused on scalability and focused on decentralization. Decentralization and distribution and efficient cloud storage has always been the name of the game for what we're building. Along with celebrating the launch of Filecoin Onchain Cloud, I am also excited to announce the soon-to-be shared program called Monad AI Blueprint. It's a program specifically designed for AI startups and builders who are looking to get connected, to be empowered, and to be emboldened by world-class infrastructure so that they can be successful as their ideas and their companies grow. Monad is one of those L1s that is built from the ground up. It's a net new execution layer, it's a net new consensus layer, and there's also a new database layer as well. We believe that storage and efficient storage, access, retrieval, all of that is important. It's performance at its core. And that ethos is shared similarly with Filecoin, as we've seen that Onchain Cloud is a service that will only benefit all types of builders. So it really shouldn't be only, it's all types of builders, whether it's AI or payments or otherwise. So we're excited for a future where where the future of building happens both on Filecoin Onchain Cloud as well as with Monad blockchain.
Thank you so much, Eunice. It's incredible to see our two ecosystems coming together to power decentralized AI. Well, everyone, we're coming to the end of our program here today, and I am thrilled to welcome to the stage the president and chair of the Filecoin Foundation, Marta Belcher, to recap our day and share what's ahead.
Well, as you can see, today's launch is an incredibly exciting moment for the Filecoin network. And on behalf of the Filecoin Foundation, which is the long-term steward of the Filecoin network, I want to thank all of you for being part of this major milestone. 5 years after mainnet launch, Filecoin is the world's largest decentralized storage network, and Filecoin Onchain Cloud unlocks new capabilities that will accelerate our mission, which is to build a more decentralized, efficient, and robust foundation for humanity's information. With the internet outage today, we can see that this mission is more important now than ever. Now, the essence of cryptocurrency is the ability to program your money. And Filecoin Onchain Cloud takes that programmability to the next level, applying not only to storage, but to all cloud services. That means that storage, retrieval, access, compute, and beyond can all be open, verifiable, and programmable. It means that services can be settled on-chain automatically based on what's delivered. It means you can audit service performance, reliability, and uptime. It means AI agents can fetch data directly and pay per request. And the Filecoin Onchain Cloud unlocks so much more. Today, you saw a handful of the more than 100 builders who are already experimenting with the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. And there are more. And you heard from some early contributors from other ecosystems like ENS, Kive, and Monad about how they're integrating Filecoin Onchain Cloud for everything from trustless agents to identity to AI infrastructure. As we look forward into the next year, we have an incredibly exciting roadmap for Filecoin. In January, Filecoin Onchain Cloud will reach mainnet, and that's just the beginning. Throughout 2026, there will be more major technical milestones that will make Filecoin even more powerful for Web3 builders. We're making cross-chain payments easier so builders can pay in their native token to use Filecoin on-chain verifiable storage. We're automating repair markets and replication, giving you the resilience that we learned today you can't get from big tech. On-ramps are shipping S3-compatible object storage APIs so developers can easily migrate from centralized services. And we're also enhancing encryption and access controls. And you can be part of opening the cloud. We invite you to visit filecoin.cloud to learn more and start building. And if you're here in Argentina, come visit the Filecoin Onchain Cloud team here at DePIN Day, or join us tomorrow at our hands-on developer workshop where you can dive straight into the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. Join us in taking back the cloud. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marta. Well, that's it for us here. I would love to welcome back to the stage co-founder of Fluence, Tom Trowbridge, as he brings us up to the end of our segment.
Listen, thank you all. We're very happy at DePIN Day that we were able to, the Filecoin Foundation and Protocol Labs chose DePIN Day for their very special announcement. So let's give another round of applause for the terrific announcement and the progress that they have made in advancing the whole DePIN ecosystem, right? They were DePIN before it was DePIN, and I think a lot of what we all know in this space was inspired by Protocol Labs. So very happy that they are so integrated with DePIN Day. So with that, let's go for a lunch and return for more, 2 more keynotes and a couple panels, including the investor panel, and then a fireside chat with Juan. So hopefully you all join us after lunch. Thanks again.